Oh, hey, big guy. What you doing? Another revenge plan on me? Since it's still your birthday month?
No, not at all.
Uh, Bowser? You doing okay?
No. I. I have something to get off of my chest that I've been holding in for almost 3 decades. And you're the only one that should know about it.
Oh. Well, I have dealt with mental health issues in my own times, and I assume you're dealing with stuff like that as well. You can sit down on my bed if you want.
Oh, okay. The only piece of detail I can start off is this from trauma.
From trauma?
Yes,
As a matter of fact, I dealt with many things like that in my past, which might be too messed up for anyone to ever go through.
oh. I'm sorry for dumping this on you and wasting your time.
Bowser, it's okay. It's not dumping it on me when I specifically allowed you inside my room so that you can explain your backstory. And you're not wasting my time. If it will end up helping you to get these things off your chest, then you may feel free.
I don't usually do stuff like this, but okay. If you must know, this whole thing about me being a villain or anti-hero has not started off as my thing when I was born. It wasn't really,
You're saying at first?
no, wasn't my thing at first. I used to have parents when I was a kid. They took good care of me. I didn't start off with living somewhere that has lava, however.
Huh?
Not all Koopas in the Koopa Kingdom live in rocky, edgy, and lava areas like I currently live in around my castle. I used to live in a castle with my parents around a grassy area when I was a little Koopa, somewhere really far away from the Mushroom Kingdom. To this day, I don't completely remember what my parents looked like. I do remember my father having a cape, a beard, and he was tall. Possibly taller than how I am now. and my mother wasn't a human like Princess Peach is. She was actually one of the only female Koopas that I saw was the only one left. She had a nice dress on and really good piercings attached to her horns. I gotta admit, they both had a pretty sick castle. It just wasn't as evil looking as mine looks.
Oh, I see.
I was an only child for my parents. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I was a punching bag towards bullies. I just felt so alone. But when I turned 14 years old, also known as my son's current age that will change next month, I met a female Koopa kid. Her name was Clarda. Her parents called her Boomba for some reason. She disapproved of that name and decided to call herself Clarda. She wasn't a punching bag towards bullies, though. She was a punching bag towards her own parents. Clarda was beautiful when I first saw her. We started off as being friends for a couple years until we grew into a lovely relationship with each other. Around that time, we both met Kamek when he wasn't a Koopa wizard yet. A few weeks later, he eventually got his magic flying broom, wand, and stuff. I went from feeling so alone to being in a life that I never thought I would get, and I didn't want to lose it. Me and Carta stuck together for a long time. She was nice to me and Kamek, kind of. But something changed. She told me about an island which was Yoshi's Island, and there was a baby with a red hat that we needed to kidnap.
I assume she was talking about Mario, right?
Pretty much. At first, I didn't like the idea. I didn't see any reason to go after a baby that doesn't even know who we are. She manipulated me that Mario is destined to get rid of the whole Koopa Kingdom in the future or some crap. We were both at young ages at this time, and I just believed her lies she told me. She told me and Kamek to gather an army to go after Mario, but since he was a baby, he had Yoshi to carry him and safely get him around all dangerous obstacles that could have a chance to get him kidnapped.
And eventually you fought Yoshi during a final battle, but got your butt kicked, which led to Luigi as a baby getting saved, and then the two baby brothers returning home.
Yep. And eventually, after I lost, she did say that our work is not done yet. She then took me to a big flat rock area that's surrounded by lava, including volcanoes from a faraway distance. And we were making an army together. That involves the army of the enemies that you know that Mario fights against whenever Peach gets kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
It took years for both of us, including my army, to get done building my entire castle since we started off as like teenagers. When I grew to my age of my King Koopa self, Carta was known as Queen Koopa. What's messed up is that her parents continue to treat her like crap despite her reaching the age of an adult. She snapped at them and planned on never seeing them again for continuing to treat her like a punching bag. I felt bad for her and told my parents about hers. Out of my surprise, they allowed her to stay with me for a happier life. I did not expect my family to do that. She felt happy to be part of a new family. But that didn't stop her with her future plans on Mario. A few weeks later, she asked if we could have a kid. I didn't know how to react at first, but then I said, you know what? Sure, why not? A few months later, Junior was born. I thought this life wouldn't be as bad if Corda eventually decided to change her mind about getting rid of Mario, but I was wrong on that one. She claimed that Princess Peach has the most power in the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario is gonna take that power away from us. I questioned her and said that we were already in a relationship. We have a kid, and we had no need to go after someone who doesn't know who we are. She kept trying to push me that we have to steal the princess away from the plumber. I didn't agree to that because that's... No. I got really irritated and simply just told her no, because no. I told my parents about the nonsense she was spitting out, and they scolded her for it, saying that she needs to get her act together and not assume how people are just by looking at them. I came to an agreement with them. In response, she she called in her own army of bombs with slingshots ready, destroyed my parents' castle. We managed to all make it out alive before any heavy stones fell on our heads, at least. Me and my parents then rushed over to where Corda was at, in the volcanic area next to my castle. I snapped at her for what she did to my parents' castle, and that response, she called her minions to knock me out of the way, leaving only my parents in front of her eyes. She had a giant catapult behind her full of multiple bombs ready to fire. She 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 launched them all towards my parents, and then they
I I'm so sorry, Bowser.
it, it doesn't stop there. Kamek got interrupted by the massive explosion noise when he was just trying to sing a lullaby to Baby Junior and freaked out when he heard the explosion, while Junior became completely inconsolable. All of Claudia's enemy minions turned against her, not knowing about the plan that she took my parents away from me. They chased after her, and then an army of blue shell Koopas surrounded her when she was a far distance away from my castle. And then all of them, being willing to sacrifice themselves, charged up all their explosive energy, went down towards Carta, and then she d- died as well. I was a little grateful they avenged my parents' death at least, but it still hurt so much. I was still so full of anger, sadness, and other stuff. I was betrayed by the only female Koopa that gave me love and compassion. I've always wanted someone to love me, and she was the only one I could have love for, and she just betrayed me. My only option I thought of by that point, after my grief, was Peach. But regardless, I'll never have someone to love again. All I have left is my minions, Junior, Kamek, and the Koopalings, which I adopted. I I don't know how much longer I can deal with being a single parent. I I I don't know.
Come here. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Just let your emotions out. Everything's going to be alright. You're gonna be okay. I promise. Everything's going to be alright, Bowser. Bowser. I'm really sorry. I had no idea.
You don't gotta apologize. It's not your fault.
No. Don't worry. I get it. I know trauma like that is never easy to work through. But you don't have to go through that alone. But here's a suggestion though. It's only if you want to. Maybe you can possibly talk to Peach about this a bit more. I'm not saying this as a way to do what you can't do with her. I'm saying that this could help her understand you more. I will say this though, Bowser. Regardless of how you worded your past, regardless of what you did, you still have no reason to blame yourself. Putting yourself at blame doesn't help. You are king of the Koopas, not a punching bag. Honestly, I can relate about losing someone you love. When I was a young gem, during my timeline in my lovely universe, a darkness corruption spread around the home that my parents used to be at. They sacrificed themselves as I had my chance to escape and eventually found someplace safe for myself. Basically, my parents got corrupted. The timeline of my love universe has been going on for years, and right now, it's currently frozen. There is a project in the works that will continue the timeline of the lovely universe when it's ready. I don't know when, but it's for me to take care of in the future. Another thing, I have a teammate, also known as a friend from my world, that has done things that I'm not ready to forgive fully. I'm not sure if I ever will.
Even you question what you will do?
Yeah, you're not the only one who's struggling, but I stay strong for my friends and family, no matter what is thrown at me. You should do the same. We all have been through completely messed up crap. Life throws unexpected curveballs at us. Also, just because the lives of your parents ended the moment you remember seeing them last time, doesn't mean it's a goodbye until you see them again someday. They're still with you, just a little different. They will always be in your heart. You still have so many people that love you, that care about you, that will do anything to make sure you're okay. If you're near me, I'll make sure to not let anyone like Carta hurt you like that ever again. I would hate to see you suffer even more than you already have. And as much as we both beat up each other a lot, and will continue to, it doesn't mean I don't care about you. Plus, if we didn't meet each other and become friends or frenemies, if that's how you see it, things for us would just be boring.
I know.
I know you do. Just making sure you remember that.
Thank you so much, Cole.
Anytime, man. And hey, you're finally calling me by my real name again.
Yeah, I guess I am.
You feeling any better now?
A little bit.
That's good. Oh, it's getting late.
Oh, right. Kamek is probably watching Junior and the Koopalings right now.
If you want to stay for the night, there's a medium size guest room through the right hallway past my door.
Okay.
Just to remind you, if you ever need anyone to talk to, you know where to find me.
Alright. Good night.
Good night.